Alright guys, let's cut the nonsense. This mouse costs around 50 bucks, looks like it escaped from a Logitech lab and claims to have 42,000 dpi sensor with 8K polling rate. No RGB, no fluff, just raw specs and vibes. This is the EWEADN S9, a wireless gaming mouse that's so overpowered for the price it might just make your $150 mouse feel awkward. But is it actually good, or is it just another budget hype train with no brakes? Let's find out in this video. Alright guys, so let's start with the basics, the design. The EWEADN S9 has that clean minimalistic pro gamer look. The version I tested has a matte red finish with what they call an ice skin coating, which sounds like something out of a Mortal Kombat game, but in reality it just means the surface feels dry, smooth and not sticky even during long sweaty sessions. Great for people who game like they're in a sauna. Shape-wise, the S9 is clearly made with comfort in mind. It fits my hand really well, especially for these palm grip users. Claw and fingertip users will probably still enjoy it, but I'd say medium to larger hands get the best out of this shape. So it feels very reminiscent of the GPX, and I mean that in a good way. It's not one of these weird experimental shapes that feel like you're holding a potato in your hand. And in terms of weight, it clocks in at around 60 grams, which is pretty light, though not quite ultra light territory. Still, it glides across the mousepad like butter, especially if you've got decent surface like I do here. Now let's talk specs, because this is where things get ridiculous. The version I'm using has the Pixart PAW3395, please don't make me say that again, sensor, which is the same sensor you'll find in mice that cost double or triple the price. It's accurate, reliable and tracks flawlessly at high speeds. And if you go for the Ultra or Max versions, you're actually getting the newer PAW3950, which pushes the DPI up to an insane 42,000. Now I don't know what kind of demon flicks require that level of DPI, but hey, it's there if you want it, and it's good for flexing on Twitter, let's say. The polling rate is also wild. The base model does 1000 Hz, which is the one that I have here, and honestly it's fine for most gamers, but the Pro, Ultra and Max versions, they do 8000 Hz. Yes, true 8K polling in both wired and wireless modes. That's smoother input than my brain to mouth coordination, honestly. If you're into competitive FPS games, this is a huge bonus. You barely feel any delay unless it's emotional. The clicks feel crisp and sharp thanks to the Kale White Sword switches in the Pro and Ultra versions, and even though I have the basic one here, they still sound quite nice. These are rated for about 100 million clicks, even though I'm not so sure about the basic version, maybe it's just a little bit less, but hey, they feel very solid in my hand for sure, and I like them. The main buttons are satisfying to press, and the side buttons are placed just about where they have to be, you know, not too squishy, not too hard to reach as well. And there's also a DPI button underneath the mouse, which is useful if you want to switch sensitivity on the fly without the software. And speaking about software, there is a software, but here's a twist, it's browser based actually. You don't have to install anything on your computer, just open a link, plug the mouse in, and you can adjust DPI, macros, lift up distance, debounce time, and even enable glass mode, which makes the sensor work on glass surfaces. Kinda nice. I honestly love this move. Less bloatware, less nonsense, just more gaming. And the EWEADN S9 supports 3-mode connectivity. You can use it wired via USB-C, wireless through the 2.4 GHz dongle, or even Bluetooth for casual use. The only thing which I didn't understand is why do they have a compartment for the 2.5 GHz adapter when it actually looks a lot like this. Definitely doesn't fit inside of the mouse. Anyway, switching between them is super simple with a little switch on the bottom of the mouse here. And as for the battery life, well, you're looking at a 500 mAh battery, which gives you around 80 to 120 hours of use depending on how you use it. Obviously, if you crank up the polling rate to 8K and start playing Valorant for 12 hours a day, you will drain it a lot faster, but for regular humans, it easily lasts several days on a charge. I have this mouse for about 2 weeks and I had to charge it only one time, so that's great. And yes, it charges with an USB-C port, so that's really nice to have. Alright, so what's my final verdict here? Is the EWEADN S9 worth your money? Well, honestly, yeah, it is. For the price, this thing is kind of a beast. You're getting a premium grade sensor, 8K polling, long battery life, great build quality and 3-mode wireless. The only real downsides here is that the mouse feet aren't the fastest. Some people might want to swap them out for aftermarket PTFE skates, and there's no RGB here, which I know is a deal breaker for people who want their mouse to look like a rave party, but personally I prefer the clean look and to save some battery life. If you're a competitive gamer on a budget or just want a high-end feeling wireless mouse without paying the Razer tax, this is a no-brainer. And even if you already have a main mouse, this is a great backup or travel option as well. Honestly, the only thing that this mouse is missing is a charging dock, and I'm seeing quite a few mice out there that come with charging docks at this price point. Of course, not speaking about Razer or Logitech or anything like that, I'm speaking about other types of mice, but yes, it would be nice if this mouse had a charging dock. It would be making it an even better value than what it already is. But yeah, the EWEADN S9 is not perfect, but for the price it slaps. Killer sensor, great clicks, solid battery and no drama. If you've been overpaying for your mice, maybe it's time to stop. So that's it, video is done. Oh, what is that? You wanna give me a like and subscribe? Thank you.